Good morning and welcome back to BIT. Friends, as all of you know, we were doing a serious program interacting with the BIT alumni, Bit and Bytes, Conversations with BIT alumni. Today we have another guest from BIT alumni section, Engineer Raj Pillai. He has graduated in the year 1988 and he joined the industry, and from then he rose to the CTO level in the industry. Whenever we talk about building industry, Rajkumar Pillai is one expert who is known to all the professionals. Starting from bringing the new technology, starting from bringing new materials to the Indian context from outside, he is the known person. When I joined BIT as a faculty, I was coordinating with the students. I took my students to a new RMC plant at Whitefield. He is the man there who brought RMC concept and popularized RMC concept, ready mix concrete concept in the construction industry. Today, everybody is using ready mix concrete. So, like that, there are many instances where Rajkumar Pillai has contributed for the betterment of the construction industry. I would like to welcome Rajkumar Pillai for BIT, and I am proud to have Rajkumar here today, and he is our proud alumni, distinguished alumni. So, sir, welcome to BIT, and I'm very happy to have you here at BIT. I just want, this is an informal chat. You can be free and talk about your education life, and then joined the industry, how industry took you, and what were the difficulties you faced, and how you reached from a small site engineer to the chief technology officer in the industry. So before getting into your journey in the profession, I would like to recall your memories of BIT. How were those 4 years at BIT, and how you enjoyed with your friends? How the academic atmosphere, the faculty, professors, how interactive they were at BIT? Can you remember something from 98 and share with us?
Good morning, Dr. Aswath. Meeting Dr. Aswath and coming to BIT, I always cherish. It's very nostalgic to come here. So yesterday when Dr. Aswath proposed me this opportunity, I didn't blink my eyes and I said I'll be there. So first and the foremost, Dr. Aswath, thank you so much for considering me for this honor. Well, going back to my days at BIT, I joined BIT in 1982, and you'll be surprised that I was supposed to do computer science. And at that time, BIT and IIT Delhi, these were the two colleges in India which had computer science. So I was fortunate to get into computer science here. More than me, my father was keen that I should be doing computer science. But as the luck would have it, that after the first year of general engineering, where we had all the subjects, there was this friend of mine who wanted to get into computer science, who was in civil. And my knowledge of all the disciplines were very limited. So I agreed to that. And I remember in the very same room, we both came and met Dr. Ramegoda, who was the first principal here, a visionary, very dynamic as Dr. Aswath, in terms of their reach to the industry. So my father was not very happy, but I think that is what I was destined to be. So I became a civil engineer. I was fortunate to join BIT for many reasons. And the first and the foremost reason as a youngster was our college is right in the heart of the center, or rather heart of the city. So for us during those days, going anywhere, going for a second show movie back in one of the theaters, eating in all the joints on VV Puram, having the By 2 coffee, was the kind of pleasure which we cherished, because most of our friends who were studying in other engineering colleges, they were all in far-flung areas. I mean, way back in 82, Bangalore was very small. So for us, studying in BIT was a privilege actually. I also believe that the kind of foundation which was laid by then Dr. Ramegowda, BIT has come a big way, and Dr. Aswath has taken that to the next level. So I feel very proud. I feel very happy that I am an alumni of BIT. I remember those were the days when these eat out started outside the campus. So that was a hit. That was a big hit among the student fraternity. Their sandwiches, their rolls were a big hit. Uh, so yeah, I have some really fantastic memories going to the Kamath on the Minerva Circle when on Sundays our hostel mess will not be there. So overall, I think BIT shaped us very well. It gave us a very cosmopolitan culture, being in the heart of the city. The faculty was excellent. I remember Dr. Hanmegoda was our HOD of Civil. We had Dr. Manmohan Rao, uh, who was another one very great mentor to us, if I say that. So I think BIT was a good mix of the right college at the right place with the right faculty. So I'm very very happy and honored that I am an alumni of this college. So yeah, it's wonderful memory, and coming back again, I'm really feeling really really nostalgic. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very very nice that you could remember Dr. Manmohan Rao, Dr. Anmegoda. There are many stalwart faculty members that day. In fact, BIT is known for faculty from the inception, 1979, starting from the first principal, Dr. S. Ramegoda. Even today, BIT is known for faculty and the quality of faculty, the way the student faculty relationships exist in the campus. So I'm very happy and proud about our faculty at BIT. Sir, you said about all these things. Normally, in the initial days, the first year, second year, and to a certain extent, third year also, we used to enjoy the campus life, the participate in the fests and other cultural extracurricular activities and all those things. So, did you participate in these kind of activities? And then, as soon as you come to the final year, suddenly a serious thought will come to all these students. What is next? So, how did you see, or at that point of time, how BIT helped you to get into the industry? Did you had serious concerns to get into the industry, or it was a smooth transition from the institute to the industry?
I would say again there BIT played a very pivotal role, very important role. Uh, we were highly encouraged to participate in many of the fest, and I remember I was a good debater then. I had participated at the fest which used to happen at BMS College of Engineering, also at Mysore. BIT encouraged us, the college encouraged us to do that. I also remember back then, I mean, if you think of it, it's a great achievement of the college. Back then, the Dr. Ramegoda used to invite people from the industry to come and interact with us. So I think the college, as I said, being the location, the great faculty, encouragement to the students to participate in various competitions, and the exposure to the industry, I think phenomenal. I still recollect that we were taken to the L&T factory, which is on the new airport road at the Batranpura, and that is the first time I realized that I should be joining a company like L&T. So I think it was the seed which BIT had planted uh, about my first job of my career. So I think that graduation from being a student, enjoying the campus life, to getting into a serious thought of pursuing the career. I think BIT facilitated that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Raj, you said the college facilitated for the site visit to L&T. And incidentally, I see from your profile that your first job is also
Yes,
L&T.
yes, yes.
Maybe in that way,
Yes.
BIT has supported
Yes.
or facilitated you to get
Yes.
into the industry.
Yes. Yes.
So, from the first job, you have reached to the chief technology officer in the industry. You have grown over the years in interacting with many companies, L&T, and then I remember Shobha, you had a great career. You introduced precast products, separate huge factory you set up, and glass fiber reinforced panels were also there when I visited your factory. And in fact, BIT students visited when you were the head of the then you are also involved in the ready mix industry. You are the pioneer to bring in Fletcher company to India. So many milestones you have in your life. Can you briefly touch from L&T to Puravankara, how your career growth and the contributions that you have made to the industry?
Yeah, but before that, I think going back, I still recollect one very fine aspect of BIT was that back then we had a fantastic library. And the good thing about that library was we used to get some brilliant journals and periodicals. So I think the library gave me the exposure through the journals, through the periodicals about the industry, which I think I am really, really thankful to BIT. And as I said, my visit to L&T opened up the door for L&T. I met the people there, then I pursued it, and then I got my first job with L&T Construction, which used to be the ECC those days. I was fortunate to work on some of the good projects in and around Bangalore, and one of those projects was the four laning of Madiwala to Atibeli highway, which was one of the first ADB aided project way back then. And we had a collaboration with a company from Colas from France. And the good thing was we first time we used wet mix macadam on that road, and we had set up the wet mix macadam plant on the Hosur road. And Dr. Justo, the very famous Khanna and Justo, Dr. Justo from the Bangalore University, he visited us, and I was fortunate to take him around and his MTech students and show them how wet mix macadam is produced. And Dr. Justo was I think he was very happy with the fact that I am a product of Bangalore University and I am from BIT. So subsequently, Dr. Justo wrote to my management that they should be sending me for a technical deliberation which was happening at the university, and that was the first technical presentation of my life which I did at the Bangalore University, where I was supported by the L&T management. So I think I was fortunate at a very early stage of my career that a professional should be always looking forward to advancement of his or her technical knowledge. One should go outside the jacket of the job and see what's happening in the industry by participating in conferences, technical deliberations, industry bodies and things like that. So I started with L&T, and with my exposure of what was happening in the industry all over the world, though I was having a fantastic career with L&T, I decided to go overseas, because back then the difference in the construction technology between India and overseas was huge, which is reduced now. I mean, today we have all the best technology available in India, but those days it was huge gap. So I got an opportunity to move to Muscat. So I went to Muscat, and there I was working with a consultant, and we were involved in developing a almost 5,000 acres of industrial area in the south of Muscat at a place called Nizwa. And this period I'm talking about is around 93, 95 kind of a thing. And they wanted to make an industrial area where the industries can come plug and play, so with all the facilities. And it was a fast track project, and first time in my life I saw ready mix concrete being pumped with boom placers. I saw the man trucks carrying 30 tons, 40 tons, the Mercedes, the Caterpillar loaders. So it was like a different world. I mean, it was like, somebody who is in the primary school and jumping into the college. So the construction was different, and it was a great exposure to me. I was fortunate there that I was working under a New Zealander who was my boss there at that project, and he mentioned to me that that his previous company, which was Fletcher Challenge from New Zealand, is starting their operations in India, and probably they may be interested in me. So again, I would say being at the right place at the right time. So I applied for Fletcher Challenge. I was selected. I was given a training at New Zealand. And then in 95, when Fletcher Challenge started in Bangalore, I was one of the first employee of the Fletcher Challenge. And we started ready mix concrete way back then at Whitefield, which Dr. Aswath mentioned about. Ready mix concrete was a new concept to India. We had a humongous task to make people see the benefit in it, because we, by virtue of excise duty, we were almost 30% expensive. Then, I mean, you add the transportation, excise duty, etc. So the cost of ready mix concrete versus site mix concrete was almost 30% more. So people would say that why should I use ready mix concrete? But I think thanks to Fletcher, we bought in the best of the machineries. We bought the very first boom placer in India. I still remember I used to go to the Indranagar RTO to get the very first transist mixer registered in India, and with great difficulty we got that. And then slowly and gradually people started accepting the value addition of ready mix concrete, and if you see today, it has become like a commodity. I think in Bangalore alone there may be more than 200, 300 ready mix plants. So I believe the product which was there all over the world, its time had come in India, and the product, by virtue of its merit, like what happened in the IT industry with the laptops and the mobile phones, the same thing happened to ready mix concrete. So I was in that business or that industry for a long time, from 95. Fletcher subsequently in 2001 got merged with another company from UK called RMC. Then I got into RMC, and then I went on to become the All India head of RMC, looking after more than 70 ready mix concrete plants and the aggregates, spanning over some 35 cities. And those were the days, Dr. Aswath, I would travel 3 weeks a month. And on a Sunday, when I will get up in the morning, the first thought which will come to my mind is, have I missed the flight? Because my life was at the airports and the aircraft. But it was a fantastic journey. It gave me an exposure to the country all over, because doing business in Bangalore and doing business in Chennai, though they are at 300 kilometers, is entirely different. So my job was going to all these places, setting up ready mix plants, setting up the team, setting up the concept. Recently I was in Bangalore last week, and I was telling my family that I started the very first ready mix plant in Bangalore at Baikampadi. So it's a great feeling when you look back. I think the beauty of civil engineering in my mind is that whatever we do, whatever we build, when we revisit it, when you see a structure, when you see a road, when you see a product which you initiated, in its full totality, you really feel proud. So I was in that industry for long, and then I felt that it's high time I should come out of my comfort zone and I should bring value addition to my knowledge and my professional journey. And I believe that, when you really want something in life which is good for the industry, good for the society, uh, the God helps you, the cosmic forces help you. So, way back in 2010, I got an opportunity to meet the chairman of Shobha Group, and a coffee meeting like this lasted for the whole day. And at the end of the meeting, he wanted me to come on board. So I took little time, and after a few months of deliberation, I decided to join Shobha as their executive director. My first
Sir, before getting into Shobha's journey, this RMC, I keep saying to the students, the purpose of real education, especially the engineering education, is to be sensitive to the society. And since civil engineering is directly connected, and now if you look at the quality of constructions, the building industry is growing, whether it is road construction, buildings or infrastructure, ready mix concrete is one of the major product used. And since you have served almost about 10 years and you brought ready mix industry to the country, and I was also fortunately involved in promoting this ready mix concrete in the country, being one of the consultant or advisor to ready mix manufacturers association. I have seen lot of quality issues. So, how do you see the quality of ready mix concrete then now? And huge number of RMC plants have come. Can you suggest how to control this quality of ready mix concrete? Because we will get into slightly technical, because this is also purpose of this interaction to the professional civil engineers and also engineering students. Sensitive to the society is the key of the education purpose.
No, I think Dr. Ashwath, you raised a very valid point, and good you bought into the discussion, because uh, so I would recall an incident when I was in Fletcher. We were doing a job on the Residency Road. I still remember, just opposite the then Galaxy Theatre, and it being an area where the traffic picks up after 8 o'clock. So our challenge was that we finish the job before 8. So it was around 150 cubic meter of a slab, M20 grade of concrete, and we started in the night. We by 6:30 we finished the job. So after the slab was done, and I was at the site, because those days it was tough. I mean, you imagine doing that business without any mobile phone and without any communication, ensuring that the trucks reaches on time. So I had to be physically there to ensure that everything falls in line. So at around 6:30, when we finished the job, the project manager of the project, for whom we were supplying the concrete, he walks up to me and he says, "Sir, which grade of concrete you have supplied?" So I said, "We would have supplied whatever you asked." So he said, "Sir, we wanted M20 grade of concrete, but in your delivery docket, it says M15. So I said, "No, that's not possible." Then when I had a look, it was M15. Then I called up my plant and I checked up with them. So after all the confusion, finally it was clear that we had made a mistake. In place of M20, we had supplied M15. And the entire slab of 150 cubic meter was done. Then the normal reaction or the suggestions from my teammates were that let's hide it and let's say it is a typing mistake. So if I use your language, let's be insensitive to the society and say that it's a typing mistake and get done with it. My boss, a gentleman from New Zealand by name Kevin, whom I really respect and look upon as a model in my life, was a very, very upright man, hands-on man, who would do everything with his own hands, and exceptionally committed to the business and the business ethics. Mind you, New Zealand is also one of the country which is the least corrupt in the world. So I had no choice but to call him in the morning. I just called him and I said, Kevin, we have a problem and this is what has happened. I still remember his words. He said, upfront it. And he disconnected the phone. I asked all my guys, what does this upfront it means? So they said, upfront means you tell the truth, whatever it is. So we all thought this man is out of his head. So we told the customer, we are sorry, we have made a mistake. We have supplied you M15 grade of concrete instead of M20. Now, as usual, there was a lot of hue and cry, blah blah blah. Now, to cut the story short, two things were there. One is, as per Kevin, when I met him, he said, Raj, everybody in the organization, including the truck driver, the pump operator, the manager, the site engineers, everybody in our company knows that we have made a mistake. If we hide this mistake today, then this will become a habit. And we will not be honest and sensitive to the society. And I don't want that to happen in my company. He says, in the worst case, if we have to remove the entire 150 cubic meter, we will do it. Now, it's a different story that the way we had designed the mix, M15 also gave us the M20 strength, and we need not to remove the slab. But what I learned from that man that day is that business has to be done in the ethical way. Business has to be done keeping in mind that if it is your own money, if it is your own house, how will you do it?
Correct.
And I think this was a great lesson to me. And I would tell all the civil engineers with great pride that all along my life, all along my career, I have followed this principle. I had roadblocks, I had obstacles, but by following these principles, I was able to move forward in my career, achieve greater heights. This principle has helped me more than having any roadblock. So I think, to answer your question, Dr. Aswath, you cannot see yourself in isolation. You have to be sensitive. You have to be sensitive to the issue that even if, suppose, going back to ready-mix concrete, even if you are pumping the concrete and you are causing disturbance to a neighbor, you should be sensitive to that. And I think I can go on this subject, but I think today one of the major issue with the ready-mix industry is that they have become insensitive. And precisely this is the reason, Dr. Aswath, if you see the growth of ready-mix concrete in anywhere in the world, from site mix concrete, it goes to ready-mix concrete. And from ready-mix concrete, it goes to the high performance concrete, the value addition of the concrete, all the different types of concrete. And by doing that, the ready-mix concrete operator also improves his margin and his business become profitable. I bet today that majority of ready-mix company in India today are still in red. And they are in red because they have not moved from ready-mix concrete to the value addition of the concrete, which is the high performance concrete. I mean, in Bangalore alone, let us say if they produce 10 lakh cubic meter of ready-mix concrete in a month, I'm just giving a ballpark figure, I don't know the figure, let's say 10 lakh. Now, out of this 10 lakh cubic meter, how much of high performance concrete, M100 and above grade of concretes are produced? Fractional.
Yes.
So that advancement in the business had not happened. Unless you do the advancement in the business, you will not have the margin. I mean, look at this guy, our iPhone. Every 6 months he comes out with a new model. And that's how he keeps his profits intact. So that has not happened in the industry. And all this is basically the result of being insensitive. The moment you become sensitive to the society, its needs, your business practices become better, you start doing innovations, you start bringing new products, and your margin goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing the actual experience of quality. And BIT is very proud of Raj because he is very sensitive wherever he has contributed in the industry, whether it is RMC industry or in precast industry. Maybe we'll discuss something more about precast and his experience because lot of works he has covered. And even in RMC, a lot of things have been taken, lot of checklists have been prepared with the help of Vijay Kulkarni and Ravi Shankar. It has been given to Quality Council of India. A lot of things are happening, and we at BIT are very proud to say that we are giving all importance to produce or to develop the society sensitive engineers like Raj. All our faculty members are always focusing and stressing on the students' ethics and morality and all those things. Universal human values is one of our main core area at BIT. So now from RMC industry to Shobha. I think he has got a lot of memories in Shobha. The one of the earliest complete precast building also is executed in somewhere after Vartur. I think I remember I visited the site also. So, sir, briefly explain because you have a lot of experiences in precast. Briefly,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2 minutes,
yeah,
you
yeah.
explain
So
your precast and Shobha journey.
So I would put it this way that I joined Shobha. I was looking after the factory, the concrete products factory at Jigni, and because of my background of concrete, we were producing the world class blocks, pavers, paving slabs, etc., etc. There, uh, we took upon a challenge to do a building at the back of the Bangalore railway station called Shobha Indraprastha. Now, this building we did differently. It's a 36-story building, and this is probably the first building in India where, in the recent times, there was no plastering and no grinding. And we did this building by using, instead of self compacting concrete, using self dynamic concrete. But it was not self dynamic concrete alone. We also did the best of the construction practices in terms of the formwork, line level alignment, and the core and shell came out beautiful. I sometimes say jokingly that if I have got the authority to change the construction industry in our country, that one rule will be no plastering. So this gave us a lot of confidence that why don't we do the way world does construction. Shobha is a great company. Shobha is one of the unique company in the world where they have a backward integration model. They do everything. They have more than 10,000 tradesmen on roll and maybe more. So my chairman said that why don't we do something how the world does it. We went all over the world. We understood the answer is precast. If I have to sum it up the whole thing. And then we were fortunate to have this project called Shobha Dreammakers, 10 lakh square feet of construction near Vartur, right from after foundation, right from basement till the top level. I mean, we had configuration of 15, 16, 17 floors. Everything was done in precast. We were so confident about it that we went to the market and said that we will deliver 200 homes 20 months ahead of schedule. We made Singapore as our benchmark. I tell everybody who wants to pursue precast, they should make Singapore what Singapore has been doing for the last 40 years. Successfully did this project. Subsequently, after Shobha, I moved to Purvankara, and then we did another project on Kanakpura Road called Provident Park Square. Again, 2,300 apartments, all done in precast. Subsequently, did one wonderful project at the Bangalore airport called Airport Surveillance Radar System, where we built a 10-story radar system building in less than 6 months, designed to completion in precast. I was also involved with doing the Bangalore metro stations on the Mysore Road section. There also we use certain precast elements. So with all this, my confidence level of precast grew. And then I believe that this is the way forward, because if you have to have productivity, if you have to have quality, if you have to have less dependence on the labor, this is the answer. So I'm fortunate that my journey is still continuing with precast. Subsequently, I moved to JMC project, which is a part of Kalpataru, and now which is the Kalpataru Projects International Limited, as their CTO. And my role was there again to promote precast. So I think, Dr. Ashwath, this concrete background, if I put it that way, uh, helped me to go one step forward with the knowledge of concrete, which was precast. So I think for the last 12, 13 years, I've been doing precast, and I wish the more precast comes in India, more precast in residential sector. We build our homes the way the world builds it, and again, we will be doing a great service to the society, because whether a home is built for you, me, or for an auto driver, the quality of the home should be the same. Why we should compromise? And I think precast lies the answer. Yeah.
That was great listening to you. You had very close interaction with precast industry. In fact, I'm very fortunate. Even now, the trend of taking the students to the site is continuing. That's how I visited Shobha Products Factory and the first Shobha Dreams at Vartur, and it is continuing. So at BIT, we always give from the inception the importance on experiential learning. What we learn in the classroom, we have to see and witness and understand the concepts and how the applications of the concepts that we learned inside the classroom is executed. So that is the trend in BIT, and that's how BIT is known in the education sector, especially the higher education sector. And just to give a glimpse of the background of BIT, BIT is established by Rajya Vakiligar Sangha. Rajya Vakiligar Sangha established in 1906 just for the purpose of giving education to the rural children. They started this association, built hostels, and gave education to thousands of students. And one of the institution is BIT. We have KIMS, dental, medical, pharmacy, nursing. There are many institutions, and I'm very happy and proud that Rajya Vakiligar Sangha also gives free hostels even today in almost all district taluka places to the students who want to pursue education. So from that, coming back to Raj, since you have come to the professional say at the top level, now you should also give back to the society. That's why I said Rajya Vakiligar Sangha's background. Now, the point is that now I could really see while you are in the profession, to contribute to the professional circles, to the youngsters in the profession and student community, you also became Vice President of Indian Concrete Institute, a professional body. I still remember very clearly we used to do programs of the Indian Concrete Institute in small seminar halls and auditoriums like Nimas Convention Center. For the first time, when Raj became the Vice President South of Indian Concrete Institute, he took the flagship event Deminar to Palace Grounds. All of us were surprised because the total expenditure for conducting a Deminar program for 2 days in Palace Grounds is huge in terms of lakhs. So we were wondering how this man will manage so much of sponsors for conducting this program. So unimaginably, normally whatever we think impossible, he plunges there. So as a chairman and then vice president, you took ICI to Palace Grounds. Can you share briefly about your professional support programs that you are doing, and also share some light? Now you are also the chairman for Karnataka Employers Association. How you are coaching the employers owners to contribute to the society?
Uh, Before I get into that, I think uh, I would like to highlight here that my reassociation with BIT, and I'll use the word reassociation, started when Dr. Ashwath became the placement officer in BIT. And if I'm right, this was somewhere around 2012-14, at that period of time.
The placement center I started in 1994.
94.
94.
Okay.
So initial period, lot of struggles, and by 2013-14, it was well established.
Well established. So I remember coming here, Dr. Aswath inviting me for few talks with the students, and then taking the BIT students to our factories, our work site. And I was very happy, and I would say I definitely look upon Dr. Aswath as somebody from the academics who finds time and work towards bringing the bridge between the academic and the industry. I mean, I can say it with all the confidence that I've not come across many academicians who would take that extra mile to do this, to bridge the gap between the industry and the academics. So I think I really congratulate you, Dr. Aswath, on that.
Thank you for your
And
compliments.
I think it was Dr. Ashwath's work from the academic to the industry promoted me to work from the industry to academics. Because what happened is, in case of ICI, Indian Concrete Institute, I was the first chairman way back between 2009 to 2011 who was from the industry. Prior to that, everybody used to be from the academics. So when I joined ICI, when I was elected as the chairman Bangalore Center of ICI in 2009, I was surprised to see that we will have our meetings in either courtesy Dr. Ashwath on the City Club, City Institute, or we will do at the Bowring Institute, or we will do in somebody's office, because though ICI had an office at the AR Circle, that stone building, but it was in a very dilapidated state. So coming from the corporate, I thought that let me do the first thing is to fix that office. So when I said I want to fix the office, all the seniors of the ICI said that you can do it, but you can't touch the corpus fund. Now how do I do it then? From where I get the money? There I think we had a brainstorming, and then finally, as they say that necessity is the mother of invention, we came with this program called the Deminar. And the very first Deminar was organized, if you remember, Dr. Ashwath, at the Bangalore University. And courtesy Bangalore University, we got the free auditorium, and the true spirit of Deminar, which was like the demonstration of a product into the auditorium and a technical discussion. So ready mix concrete was there, lot many other items were there. So that was a successful model, and I still remember, Dr. Ashwath, after that very first Deminar in 2009, we were surplus by 15 lakhs of rupees. And that 15 lakhs of rupees was spent on renovating the ICI office. And today the ICI office which you see is the product of that. That gave me the confidence that this is something which can be taken to the next level. And it was around that time I went for the very first BOMA exhibition in Germany. Now if you go to BOMA, it's kilometers of equipment displayed. It is like a festival of construction equipment. So I thought, why can't we do something similar in India? I was scared. It was like a kind of a foolish dream, as you said, that whether it will happen or not happen, but I gave it a shot. And as I believe, Dr. Ashwath, that every time when you do something which is good for the society, I don't know from where the resources come, and I'm so happy that those 3 days we did it at Palace Ground, and I believe still it is a record
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it never repeated in Palace Ground. I
Yes.
want, because it, I think today what we need is more showcasing of the technology, more showcasing of the industry to our budding students, so that they also understand what happens globally and they also dream big. Because I believe the way forward in India is not going to be doing a job. The way forward in India is going to be the startups, the new technologies. And I sincerely want our young civil engineering students to dream and to dream big. And I think, believe me, Dr. Ashwath, in less than what you and me think, India will be on a roll on construction. I believe in less than 5 years' time, more than 60% or maybe more of construction globally will happen in India. I mean, we have seen
Yeah.
in our lifetime the kind of expressways, the kind of airports, the kind of housing is happening, and it will go further. Now, that is where our budding civil engineers have the opportunity. But there are two things. One is you have to dream big, and you have to do the way the world does it. Your benchmarking has to be, what Singapore does or what Europe does, in terms of technology, in terms of methodology, in terms of material, in terms of SOP, in terms of productivity, in terms of machine. Because what is also happening today, civil engineering is not isolated only to civil construction. To be a good civil engineer, you should have the knowledge of the machines, you should have the knowledge of the pneumatics, you should have the knowledge of the electronics, everything. So a civil engineer today, I think, is in a wonderful situation because he is getting best of all this to implement a project. So I believe that the opportunities for civil engineers is going to be huge, massive. Only thing is, are we ready for it?
Yes. Sir, I think you mentioned a very important point. Everybody should dream big, especially the student community has to dream big. The opportunities are unlimited. And I keep saying, whenever I am addressing the students during the training sessions, BIT gives opportunities for every student and nurture the students. In fact, we have many activity clubs, more than 30 activity clubs, both technical and personality development clubs, where every student is involved will get overall personality development. And we also encourage and give opportunities and give exposure how the world is and what are the technologies, not only in civil engineering but in all in engineering, how the industry is doing well. Lot of competitions are organized in BIT, including technical fest and cultural fest. So once the student joins engineering at BIT, we give all exposure to the students, and we will make them to dream big and achieve whatever career they are looking for. So, coming back to Raj, as I mentioned, he has joined as a fresh engineer at L&T and reached to the topmost post, the in charge of all India level and the chief technology officer in various technologies. And he has brought in new materials to the country, like ready mix concrete and precast technology, and continuously is thriving in the industry and giving back to the society. He keeps visiting various technical institutions, visiting lectures to the students, giving exposure. And he is also, I was just discussing just before this, he is also into a lot of ideas where he can support the complete building industry and construction industry, educating the people starting from the mason till the top management level. Recognizing all this, we are very proud as a BITian. He has been recognized deservingly by various organizations. Some of the major recognitions that he has got, he has been identified as the top 10 CTOs by the CEO Insights magazine, and he was also considered a super CXO, and he got a Corona Warriors Award. A lot of things he has done during Corona period to support the construction industry, especially the labor community, taking care of the labor community during the Corona period. I am very happy that in addition to technology, the BIT students are serving wherever there is a society need. As I mentioned, sensitive to the society. Whenever society demands something, I think BITians are there to support. Raj helped the construction industry, was in building industry. Similarly, the students of other branches like Prashant and Rangnath and various other people contributed for oxygen supply and equipments and creating oxygen bus. All these things, the war room during Corona period, were also supported by BITians and BIT alumni. So I'm very proud that BITians are also doing the CSR front. And he has also got very distinguished record award, Vishwakarma Award from the Construction Industry Development Corporation, where the CIDC was established by the Planning Commission of India, one of the best recognition that any in the building industrialist can get it. So I'm very proud. I was also motivated from that, and later on I also got that Vishwakarma award because of his
We both share
thing.
that, yes.
So he is considered as a change master in the industry. I am very proud. He is from BIT, and he is a model and a distinguished alumnus of Bangalore Institute of Technology. And finally, to conclude, I would like to ask one last question to Raj. Now you have seen everything. You have seen the life. You have lived your life in full, as somebody says. Indra Nooyi's life story book name is Life in Full, and she has contributed. So many of the people passed out from BIT have done great things, and they have lived their life full. Every moment you enjoy in the industry, wherever you are. That's why you could achieve so much. Now, what is that one thing you would like to give to advise that you would like to give to the present generation engineering student, irrespective of civil, mechanical, once they join after +2 to BIT or any higher educational institution, how they should pursue, how they have to spend 4 years, and what tips you can give for them to inculcate qualities during the education, and they can be successful in the industries later.
Well, that's a difficult question, Dr. Ashwath, because I believe every student is different. I believe that every time is different. My time was different. Your time was different. Today's generation is different. But I would say, if you ask me, my interaction with many successful people in the world, whichever field, I have found few things common in them. First and the foremost, they are passionate about what they do. They don't care of the ifs and buts. They don't care of the failures. They do it passionately. Two, as I keep saying, they do it the way world does it. So they don't benchmark, they don't compromise on their benchmarking. They benchmark with the best in the world. Also, what I have seen common between these people is that they live their dream. They commit themselves to what they want to achieve. So 24/7, they are committed to that. You can't be passionate about something and you cannot be a absentee landlord. If you are a civil engineer, you have to dirty your hands. If you want to know about concrete, you should hold concrete in your hand and you should know how it feels. You have to stand on the sun. So you have to be passionate and you have to commit. You have to benchmark yourself to the world does it. And the lastly, you have to enjoy doing it.
Correct.
I, even today, when I get up, I enjoy doing my job. I relish what I do. The day you stop enjoying, I think you cannot force upon yourself. I think you have been a successful principal for last what? How many years? 7, 8 years now.
Yeah, almost 7 years. 6
Almost
years.
7 years. So probably, if I am correct, after Dr. Bamai, probably you are the one who has been off for so long period.
Yeah, one of the.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and I think Dr. Ashwath, you have been in this position for so long because you enjoy it. Unless you enjoy it, unless you look forward of going to work every day, you will not be where you are actually. So I think my suggestion to the students is enjoy your college life, uh, enjoy all your youth activities, but once you are in the professional career, make sure that you're committed, you're passionate, you pursue a dream, and do what you want to do in life. And I think success, failure, I think these are all very temporary things. They go like a sinusoidal curve. Success comes, then failure comes. The success comes, then the failure comes. But I think all this follows you if you follow these basic fundamentals. And I think today's generation is very bright. They are very clear. They have all the resources in the world. They have the tool in the world. They are more focused than my generation. I think in our times we were a little confused. So I think they have the best of the opportunity. And as I said, India is going to be one of the best places to be in terms of professionalism. So make use of the opportunity, what God has given you, and do your best. And I think they are already fortunate to be in BIT.
Yeah.
They are already fortunate to be in BIT under your mentorship, under all the kind of engagement activities you have. So I think their fundamentals are right. They just have to build upon this fundamental.
Thank you, Raj. As Raj mentioned, to realize, first we have to dream big and we have to realize our dreams. And we have many examples at BIT, like Raj, who have realized their dreams graduating from Bangalore Institute of Technology. And we have created at BIT all facilities. 1988 is long back. Now at present in 2024, the complete infrastructure is completely revamped, and we have the latest infrastructure with the support of Rajya Vakiligar Sangha. And also I am very happy to mention here, like Raj, many of our successful alumni have contributed for the growth of the institution. They have contributed to set up the laboratories at BIT. Some of the centers of excellence were set up by our own alumni who have succeedingly done well in the industry, and many of them are in regular contact with BIT to support the institute and give back to the alma mater, and continuous networking with alumni. The present student community is blessed, I can say. They have everything, infrastructure and also mentoring from the successful BIT alumni. So I'm very happy to invite Raj for BIT for this informal discussion, and we have all the centers of excellence for the students to experience. And thank you very much. And next, I will see you on the next episode of Bit and Bytes Conversations with BIT alumni. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwath.
Thank you, Raj.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. Absolutely, pleasure is mine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.